popular opinion is that Honda has not been a friend to enthusiasts in recent years. The company killed the awesome S2000, got away from building low-cost drivers' cars like the CRX, ruined the Civic Si on multiple occasions, most notably in 2002 and again in 2012, and kind of neutered Acura into a listless near-premium brand devoid of its original charm. But there are bright spots. We're finally going to get a Civic Type R in the US, and while the new NSX is a long way from the lightweight original, it's still an extremely impressive specimen. And then there's the Accord Coupe, which doesn't necessarily look like a typical performance Honda on first glance. Honda has been building the two-door Accord for decades, even as virtually every other mainstream brand has abandoned the segment. What's even more interesting is that Honda makes one for the car guys. The company builds a V6-powered, two-door coupe with a 6-speed manual transmission that probably accounts for maybe 0.5% of the Accord's overall volume. Such a blatant disregard for things like economies of scale could only be achieved by a brand with a real passion for performance. Now that the Accord has been fully refreshed for 2016, we set out to revisit our V6/manual hero. Driving notes. This naturally aspirated V6 produces 278 horsepower and 251 pound-feet of torque, which admittedly isn't as much as you'd get from the slightly larger V6 engines you'd find in the likes of the Dodge Challenger, Chevrolet Camaro, or Ford Mustang. But the Honda is extremely willing to rev. That, combined with a startlingly smooth, linear torque curve, means the 3.5-liter Earth Dreams V6 is remarkably composed in both normal and aggressive driving. Low-end grunt is easy to access, despite the 6,200 revolutions per minute torque peak, while the throttle response is relatively sharp for what you might expect in an Accord. It sounds spectacular too, with a Holley, Civic Si-worthy exhaust note and a notable lack of any piped-in induction silliness. It simply sounds like, you know, an engine, and a very good one at that. The buttery smooth, 6-speed manual transmission has a light action, making this a true case where all you need to shift is a flick of the wrist. The clutch pedal is light and the catch point is almost too broad, meaning it's easy to ride the clutch until you get used to this setup. Once you adjust, heel and towing this front drive coupe actually becomes an entertaining activity. Our only complaint is that the shift knob itself is too small for the size of the vehicle, a minor thing, sure, but it just doesn't feel substantial enough to not seem flimsy. The McPherson front and multi-link rear suspension is too soft and forgiving to feel truly sharp or entertaining on the road. This might be a sporty car, but it's still got mainstream sedan bones, remember. The Accord rolls too heavily, and squat and dive are too pronounced, although the overall ride comfort